You're living in this thing every single day. What do you think of the idea that Daniel Jones needs to tuck it and run with the football more often than he does?
I don't agree with that. I mean, they tried to do that in the second half of last year, and Daniel Jones missed a couple of games with a hamstring injury. So I think this has to be more about Daniel Jones using the weapons that Dave Gettleman has put around in this offseason and allowing them to do the heavy lifting in terms of their offense being more productive. What I want to see Daniel Jones do is account for more than 5 touchdowns like he did in the second half of last season. I get that he cut down on the turnovers. He only had 3 of them in that same span. But at the same time, you need the 6th overall pick to be more productive in order for your offense to at least look like they're competent. And so that's what the bar is for Daniel Jones. He's going to have to make a huge step in year 3. Otherwise, the Giants could be looking for a new quarterback in 2022.
Well, that's, of course, the really big question here, Ninko. They have put a lot of pieces in place around him, despite a lot of questions that remain about the offensive line. Do you think it's fair to say this is a make-or-break season for Daniel Jones?
Yeah, I think that's fair, definitely fair. And listen, it's about balance in the NFL. It's about the running game, protection, play action, deep balls, intermediate, checkdowns. All those things come together for an offense. And last year, you look at the way that they were functioning with an offensive line that was mediocre, and the quarterback was taking a lot of pressure. You really didn't have the running game, or you lose your best running back from an ACL injury. So I think that this year is definitely a make or break for him, considering you have your running back, you have an offensive line that hopefully has improved, and you can really work through this season now with a fresh start. And moving forward, if he does not have a successful season, and it looks like last year, well, then we know that the Giants will have to start looking for other options there at quarterback.
Yeah, look, I mean, in consecutive seasons, they drafted him at number 6 overall, and Jeff, the year before, they took Saquon Barkley, the running back, at number 2 overall, which defies conventional wisdom in the NFL right now. How about his return this year, Jeff?
And that's what it's all about, Greeny. A couple weeks ago, you had pointed out how glaring the difference is with Daniel Jones' production when Saquon Barkley is on the field compared to when he isn't. Now, that might seem obvious, but, I mean, it is just the margin of success and failure is just so obvious that, look, when Saquon Barkley comes back, you talk about Daniel Jones needing to run the ball. No, Saquon Barkley will handle that part of it. So this should look like a totally different offense with Barkley back. If Daniel Jones struggles in that scenario, absolutely. Not only will they be looking for another quarterback, to me, they'll also be looking for another general manager because Dave Gettleman should be, at this point, tied to Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think it is reasonable to say what's at stake for the Giants this season? Everything. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.